Hey, here we are, another episode of the Food Hero Cooking Show. Today, one of our favorite recipes, which is favorite pancakes. Are you ready, Ace?
Yep.
Let's go get washed up. We'll meet you back here so we can get started. All right, our hands are clean and we are ready to cook. I am going to let you get started on the wet ingredients. So, Aislinn, you're going to do 1 egg, you're going to do a cup of milk, and 2 tablespoons of oil. And remember, what are you going to do after you crack that egg?
Wash your hands.
That is right. Definitely want to make sure you're washing your hands after you're cracking eggs so that you're not spreading any bacteria that could be on the outside of that egg to the rest of your food or to your meal. While you do that, I'm going to get started on the dry ingredients. Now we need 1.25 cups of flour. And I am using whole wheat pastry flour here today. This recipe is pretty flexible. You can use whole wheat flour, all-purpose flour, or whole wheat pastry flour.
Give 'em all of that good stuff.
Just a reminder, you're always spooning in and leveling off when you're measuring flour. After the flour, this recipe calls for 1 tablespoon of sugar, so just not much sugar in this recipe, just 1 tablespoon. And then we're also going to have 1 tablespoon of the baking powder to give these pancakes a nice lift. Lastly, for the dry ingredients, we're going to have 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Now, if you wish, you could add cinnamon to this recipe or any other spice that you like, but we're pretty okay with just the plain pancakes. We like basic. You could also add vanilla to the wet ingredients, but again, we just kind of like ours basic. But feel free to do whatever you wish. This recipe, you could also add things like shredded apple to it or even stir in a little pumpkin, so it's very flexible. And if you don't have an egg, I'll point out that you can actually make this recipe with 2 tablespoons of water in place of the egg. So check out the Food Hero website for the recipe for favorite pancakes or favorite pancakes without eggs. Super flexible recipe. Get that whisked up, Aislinn, and then we'll get that put in with our dry ingredients and we'll be ready to get our pancakes going. And I have, at this time, I have already preheated our griddle, all right? I have a nice non-stick griddle. I don't even really need to add anything to it. But if you are using a surface, you can use, just a pan on your stovetop is perfectly fine. If it's not a non-stick surface, make sure you're using some cooking spray or a little oil or a little butter so that your pancakes don't stick. Okay, Aislinn, it looks like we're ready to get that combined over here. Perfect.
Can I mix it?
Yeah, you can start mixing it a little bit there. Get it mixed up. Okay, you did a good job mixing, Aislinn. I think we're ready to get our pancakes going. I'm going to set that over there. And we'll use our spatula just to do one last stir. And we're going to just portion it out. Now, you can make these pancakes as big or as little as you want. The other thing I want to point out is if you like thicker pancakes, you can add a little less liquid. If you want them thinner, just add a little bit more milk or water. And any type of milk works in here. You can use, of course, dairy milk, or you can use like a soy or almond beverage too. Now, I'm going to let these cook. I am going to add a few blueberries. My husband loves blueberry pancakes, so I'm going to go ahead and add a few blueberries to this one here so that he can have a blueberry pancake. And these are just frozen blueberries that we picked in the summer at our local U-Pick. And then what Aislinn wants to do here, which is kind of fun, we let her, I'm going to put some of this in here. We're going to add a little food coloring to one of these and cut the end off so that Aislinn can do a little pancake art. So you can have a little bit of fun with this recipe too. I'm going to let her do that. What color do you want to use today? Just use a color, one color. Okay, let's add a few drops of pink food coloring in there. The nice thing about using a baggie is it's easy cleanup. All right, get that lid on nice and tight there, Aislinn.
And then I can...
Yeah, you're going to have to mash it around in there. I'm going to let you do that. Okay, we're going to just cut the end off here. And then you can go to town and just be creative, okay? All right. So go ahead.
Is that kids love? It's hard to get.
All right, shall we see if they're ready to flip? I think this one's ready, Ace. Here we go. Very good. Now be careful, honey. This is hot. So when you're working with kids around here, I do want to point out, be very cautious because it is hot. Aislinn's done this before, though. She knows what to do. Okay, Aislinn, you know what? I think your dad's pancakes are ready. So I'm going to get those off because I'm sure he's ready to eat. We'll get those going. So look at those beautiful pancakes. Those came together super quick. We're gonna let Aislinn give it a try at flipping her pancake. You wanna go ahead and try that? Get it all the way in or flip it fast. Fast. Okay. Looking good. Look at that beautiful heart pancake there. All right. So Aislinn and I, we're gonna finish up. We're gonna let your dad start eating his pancakes. We will see you next time on the Food Hero Cooking Show.
Bye.
And a food hero is fun. Yeah, yeah, yeah.